Welcome to today's presentation on the evidence for evolution. Evolution is a fundamental concept in biology, explaining the diversity of life on Earth. Scientists have gathered evidence from various fields to support the theory of evolution, making it one of the most well-supported theories in science. Today, we'll explore some of the key evidence from paleontology, homologous structures, biogeography, and molecular biology. Paleontology, the study of fossils, provides us with invaluable insights into the history of life on Earth. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of ancient life forms, usually found in rocks. To understand the timeline of life, scientists use two primary methods: relative dating and radiometric dating. Relative dating helps scientists determine the sequence of events by comparing the age of one fossil or rock layer to another. It tells us whether a fossil is older or younger than another, but does not provide exact ages. Radiometric dating, on the other hand, allows scientists to determine the actual age of a fossil. By measuring the decay of radioactive elements within the fossil, we can estimate how many years ago the organism lived. Beyond determining the age of fossils, paleontologists study the characteristics of ancient organisms preserved in these fossils. This information is crucial for constructing phylogenetic trees, which illustrate the evolutionary relationships between different species. Homologous structures are anatomical features that share a common basic plan, even though they may look different or perform different functions in various species. These structures suggest that the species sharing them have a common ancestor. For example, consider the limbs of vertebrates. Birds have wings adapted for flight. Moles have limbs specialized for digging. Seals have flippers for swimming. Horses have legs for running. Despite their different functions, these limbs share the same set of bones, indicating that all these animals descended from a common ancestor whose limbs evolved over time to suit different environments. This process is known as modification by descent. Evidence from biogeography. Biogeography is the study of the distribution of species across the planet, both in the past and present. It reveals fascinating patterns that support the theory of evolution. Scientists have observed that closely related species are often found in the same geographic region, while distant regions with similar environments are home to species that are not closely related. This suggests that species evolve in specific locations and then diversify to fill different ecological niches rather than identical species evolving in isolated regions independently. Evidence from molecular biology and genetics. At the molecular level, all living organisms share a remarkable similarity. DNA is the universal blueprint of life, and the process of protein synthesis is nearly identical across all species. Molecular biologists compare the sequence of genes, non-coding portions of DNA, and proteins between species to determine how closely related they are. The more similar these sequences are, the more recent their common ancestor is likely to have lived. For instance, humans share a significant portion of their DNA with other primates such as chimpanzees, which supports the idea that we share a common ancestor with these species. Moreover, the basic cellular machinery for processes like respiration is conserved across many species, highlighting the deep connections among all forms of life. In conclusion, the evidence for evolution is vast and comes from multiple scientific fields. Fossils show us the progression of life over millions of years. Homologous structures reveal how species adapt and evolve from common ancestors. Biogeography helps us understand the distribution and diversification of species. Lastly, molecular biology and genetics demonstrate the shared heritage of all living organisms at the molecular level. Together, these pieces of evidence paint a compelling picture of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth and the processes that have shaped its diversity. Evolution is not just a theory, it's a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of life itself. Thank you for joining me in exploring this fascinating topic.